If you manage your resources effectively, you'll find that you won't regress to where you started. Instead, you'll surpass mere luck. When money comes into your possession, it can often feel like an urgent need to spend it immediately on non-essential items. However, you won't suffer if you don't. It's important to understand that you can't consume everything at once. If you can't control your spending with smaller amounts, such as $10,000, you certainly won't be able to do so with 10 million. Money doesn't inherently change people. It only amplifies their existing habits. If it comes to someone with a tendency to squander, that behavior will be magnified. Some individuals, regardless of receiving $10,000 or $10 million, will end up in debt after spending it. If this topic interests you, simply comment, "Yes, I'm ready to receive financial wisdom." Just go ahead and type this, "I'm ready to receive financial wisdom." Once I see your comment, I'll give it a heart to support the channel. Please like and subscribe. It only takes a second and makes a big difference. Now that you've commented and subscribed, let's get started. Managing money effectively is a habit, and this includes planning for expenses like rent. It's surprising how many people who receive regular income fail to save for their rent, only to rely on prayers or hope for a financial miracle when the time comes, when God blesses you with income. Provisions for your rent are included, so set aside a portion each month if you know you won't be able to cover it all at once. If you're in debt, don't wait to pay it off in one lump sum. Start making payments now. Now go to the comments and type the following: "I will save 20% of my income for rent whenever I receive money." By doing this, it will help reinforce the commitment in your mind. Once I see your comment, I'll know you're wise and I'll give you a heart now that you've commented. Let's continue. Recently, I was reading an article by Dr. Pantatomi in The Guardian titled "Why We Are Still Poor." He referenced a speech by a former federal minister from an African country delivered at a UN summit. The minister highlighted a key difference between developed and developing nations. In developed countries, individuals who have created wealth often move into politics to protect their assets. They understand that the best way to safeguard their wealth is to empower the public, raising their standard of living and enabling them to purchase the goods they produce. For example, President George Bush of the United States, a successful businessman in the oil industry, entered politics to protect his wealth and ensure economic growth for all. In contrast, in Africa, those who enter government often have not created wealth themselves, leading to different outcomes, such as poverty. It's essential to plan and allocate funds for transportation and daily expenses. Start by budgeting a specific amount for transport, placing it in an envelope labeled "Transport" in bold. Access it daily as needed, ensuring this provision remains a priority. Similarly, allocate funds for your phone usage. Determine your monthly budget for call credits and data subscriptions to avoid unnecessary debt. A young man once found himself borrowing $5 for data subscription, illustrating the dangers of poor financial planning. If you've been enjoying the content so far, please click the like button. And if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel and help us reach 100,000 subscribers. We're on our way there. Can I count on your help? If you already subscribed, comment, "I subscribed." Just go ahead and comment, "I subscribed." Thank you for doing that. Now that you've commented, let's continue. Managing your utilities and expenses effectively requires disciplined budgeting. If you are in debt, begin making payments immediately, even in small amounts. According to Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7, the borrower is a servant to the lender, which underscores the psychological impact of debt. Prioritize settling debts promptly to maintain your self-esteem and financial stability. Even small payments demonstrate your intent to repay, easing concerns from creditors. Paying taxes is a must. As US tax laws become more stringent, it's essential to fulfill these responsibilities to steer clear of legal issues. As Romans chapter 13, verse 6-8 suggests, settle your debts, including taxes, customs, and other obligations. In addition to these essentials, plan for personal expenses that enhance your quality of life, such as books, clothing, and occasional treats. While saving and investing are important, balance them with enjoying the fruits of your labor. Avoid excessive frugality that might lead to deprivation. Remember, prosperity comes from spending less than you earn, saving wisely, and making informed investments. Now go to the comment and type this: Prosperity comes from spending less than you earn, saving wisely and making informed investments. When I see your comment, I will know you are wise and will give you a heart. Now that you've commented, let's continue to be mindful of your spending habits. Just as you have appetites for food and drink, you also have an appetite for material things. While it's natural to appreciate good things, avoid letting these desires consume you. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 11 warns that as riches increase, so do those who consume them. This is aligned with Parkinson's law, which states that expenses tend to rise with income finally resist societal pressures that equate wealth with outward appearances. It's better to own solid assets than to live beyond your means just to impress others. Avoid the trap of mutual impoverishment, where societal expectations drive you to overextend yourself financially. Know your limits and prioritize your financial health over meeting others' expectations. One powerful resource for financial wisdom is Robert Kiyosaki, who is renowned for simplifying financial concepts. His works, including Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Cash Flow Quadrant, and Rich Dad's Guide to Investing, along with the Rich Dad's Advisor series, are invaluable. These resources emphasize the importance of skills such as selling, which is fundamental to business success. Additionally, personal growth begins with vision, seeing beyond the physical and envisioning success in your mind. True wealth starts with hearing from God and translating that vision into reality through planning and skill development. Many mistakenly believe that using the mind contradicts faith, but in fact, faith requires thoughtful planning. A practical, well-considered plan is essential for success. Now go to the comment and type this: "My prosperity is not determined by the conditions in my city, the state of the economy, or geographical location. It is determined by what is happening in my spirit and where the voice of God is for me. When I see your comment, I will know you are wise and will give you a heart." Now that you've commented, let's continue. Skill acquisition is vital in the world today. Once a vision is established, one must grow to meet its demands. If you envision yourself as a managing director or CEO, you must ask whether you have the necessary skills to match that vision. Without adequate wisdom and skills, advancement can lead to failure. As Paul advised Timothy, leaders should not be novices. They must first be proven. Therefore, it is imperative to develop the skills needed to fulfill the roles and responsibilities you aspire to attain. The importance of hard work cannot be overstated. It is through diligent effort that value is created. While many believe work is purely physical, it is mental work that often yields greater rewards. Contrary to popular belief, hard work itself is not harmful. Rather, it is the lack of proper work ethic that leads to negative outcomes. As Jesus mentioned, "My Father is always at his work and I too am working." Achieving goals requires effort. There are no shortcuts. Prayer and fasting can support your endeavors, but they do not replace the fundamental principle that success requires work. In God's economy, there is no place for laziness. As 2 Thessalonians 3:10 states, "The one who is unwilling to work shall not eat." Hunger can be a powerful motivator to correct one's path. As you begin to see financial success, it is crucial to manage your resources wisely. In Luke chapter 16 verse 10, Jesus emphasizes the importance of faithfulness in managing small things. Whoever is faithful with little will also be faithful with much. Your current income is a test from God to see how you handle resources. Faithfulness with small amounts prepares you for greater responsibility. God, being prudent with his resources, detests waste. After the miracle of multiplying loaves in John chapter 6, Jesus instructed his disciples to gather the leftovers so nothing would be wasted. The fragments collected totaled 12 baskets more than what they started with. This teaches us that effective management can lead to abundance beyond our initial resources. Many Christians struggle with their finances because of poor management, often finding themselves repeatedly in the same financial position. This suggests to God that they are not good stewards of their resources. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 20 reminds us that the wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down. This is a clear indication of how God views wastefulness. The realization of this principle led me to open a fixed deposit account. Adhering to a budget requires discipline, but it is essential for financial prosperity. The urge to spend impulsively must be resisted, as it is merely the desires of the flesh that will pass, not your true needs. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want more content like this, just type "I want more" in the comments. So I know you're interested. The natural desire to indulge in immediate gratification can lead to ruin if not controlled. This loss of self-discipline is what drives some people to desperate measures, as though they will not survive without instant satisfaction. However, the reality is that we cannot consume everything we have today without considering the future. Within every harvest are seeds meant for future growth. What we consume now impacts what we will have tomorrow and for generations to come. It's essential to exercise restraint and self-discipline, especially in financial matters. If one cannot manage a small amount of money wisely, they will struggle even more with larger sums. Money itself doesn't change a person, it merely amplifies their existing habits. For those prone to wastefulness, more money will only increase their tendency to squander. It's crucial to cultivate good financial habits, ensuring that money is spent wisely and in a manner that honors God. To achieve this, create and adhere to a budget no matter how small your income may be. Budgeting helps you make decisions about your spending before the money arrives, preventing impulsive purchases. The first priority in your budget should be your first fruits and your tithe. As Proverbs chapter 3 verse 9 instructs us to honor the Lord with our substance and the first fruits of our increase. This is non-negotiable. Set aside 10% of your income for tithing before considering any other expenses regarding the first fruits. I've discussed this extensively in another video and will display the link at the end of this video, so make sure you watch it. Next, plan for offerings and charitable giving. Set aside a portion of your income to give during services and to help those in need. It's important to budget these contributions in advance, rather than waiting to see what is left over. Also consider setting aside funds for special purposes, such as Thanksgiving offerings or gifts for spiritual leaders. By budgeting these items, you ensure that your financial decisions reflect your values and commitments. The third recommendation I have is what I refer to as kingdom investment. Just as you would invest in stocks, real estate, or fixed deposits, it's equally important to invest in God's kingdom. Jesus emphasized this in Matthew 6:19-21, advising not to store up treasures on earth where they can be destroyed or stolen, but rather to store up treasures in heaven. Personally, before I invest in any financial instruments, I prioritize investing in the kingdom of God. God, fully aware that worldly financial systems can collapse, but the investments in God's kingdom are secure from theft and loss. This goes beyond tithes and offerings. It is an intentional and substantial investment in God's work. Every year I find that the returns from my kingdom investments far exceed those from any other investments, highlighting the unmatched growth that only the kingdom of God can provide. Next, I recommend budgeting for savings. Financial experts suggest that saving is a form of paying yourself. Most purchases, such as shoes and clothes, depreciate in value, immediately benefiting others rather than yourself. The money you save and invest to generate more income is truly what benefits you. A general recommendation is to save at least 10% of your income. In Genesis 41, Joseph advised Egypt to save 20% of their annual produce, a practice that proved sufficient to sustain them through years of famine. Similarly, consistent saving can provide financial security. I know of a couple who saved 20% of their income for 7 years, and that investment now covers their essential bills indefinitely. Savings during surplus periods can be invaluable during lean times, and the financial security you build now will serve you well in the future. Regarding savings, I advise keeping the equivalent of 2 to 6 months of your monthly expenses in a savings account. This reserve acts as a safety net for unexpected changes, alleviating fear and providing financial independence. Many people remain in unsatisfying jobs out of fear of financial instability, but with savings in place, you gain the freedom to make career changes without worry. Once you've secured this emergency fund, any additional savings should be directed toward future investments. Another critical budget item is housekeeping, which includes the funds needed to maintain your household, such as groceries and other essentials. First, Timothy 5:8 emphasizes that failing to provide for your family is a serious offense. Some individuals neglect their families while focusing on impressing others, but God expects you to prioritize the well-being of those in your care. It's important to provide for your household, including your parents and extended family, as God enables you. Lastly, ensure you budget for utilities, including rent and electricity. It's surprising how many people don't set aside money for rent, only to face financial panic at the end of the year. When God blesses you with income, He expects you to allocate funds for your essential expenses, consistently saving for rent. And utilities will help you avoid unnecessary stress and embarrassment, such as having your electricity cut off due to unpaid bills. Be generous towards God and towards others. Approach life with an open hand. Money is meant to flow. It's not to be hoarded. It's important, but how you treat it matters. Reflect on Jesus' words in the parable of the talents from Matthew 25 in verses 28 to 29. Jesus teaches that resources will be taken from those who misuse them and given to those who use them wisely. Money flows to those who handle it well, just as it will quickly leave those who don't. In conclusion, financial success is not a matter of luck, but of disciplined management and intentional planning. If you cannot manage small sums wisely, you will struggle even more with larger amounts. Money doesn't change who you are. It amplifies your habits, whether good or bad. Therefore, cultivating sound financial practices is crucial. Budgeting is key, starting with prioritizing your essential expenses, including savings and investments. Remember to honor your commitments, both spiritual and financial, and resist the urge to succumb to societal pressures or instant gratification. By managing your resources effectively, you set yourself up for sustained prosperity. Ultimately, true wealth is about more than just accumulating money. It's about making wise decisions that honor your values, secure your future, and allow you to live generously as you grow in financial wisdom. Remember that your prosperity is determined not by external circumstances, but by the discipline and faith you apply to your financial life. If this video has added value to your life and you hope to use it to your best advantage, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please feel free to share your thoughts and also drop a comment saying, "I watched the video till the very end, so give me a heart." When I see this comment, I'll be sure to give you a heart. There are 3 more important steps you need to take to be successful in life. First, like this video. Second, subscribe to this channel. And thirdly, turn on the notification bell. If you do this, I will continue to bring you life transformative information every week for free. Don't miss out on future videos where we'll be sharing even more golden nuggets of knowledge. All I'm asking for is your subscription. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, you can become a member of Skills Venture Team today and unlock exclusive benefits. Choose from Skills Venture Team 1, Skills Venture Team 2, or Skills Venture Team 3 to get special perks behind the scenes, access, and more. Your support helps us keep creating inspiring and motivational content. Click the link in the video description below to join now and be part of our journey to excellence and financial success. I highly recommend watching our next video, and don't hesitate to share this video. It may help someone. If you enjoyed this video, it's likely because you recognize the importance of improving your financial situation. But you might be wondering, how do you actually go about achieving financial success and building generational wealth? That's where I can help. I'll guide you through the steps to financial success. For detailed insights, I encourage you to click on this video right here. Thank you for tuning in. You are the real money makers. Go watch it now. We love you.